How you doing, Jersey? Welcome to the Star Ledger Newsroom, Tuesday, April 7th. How weird was it yesterday to see Christie, GOP candidate for governor and the former U.S. attorney who sent so many politicians away to jail, standing in front of a group of reporters saying, "There's no there," in response to allegations of impropriety. This was the kind of thing we heard so often from the many politicians that Christie sent to jail when he was U.S. attorney. Made me a little dizzy for a few minutes. I was like, whoa, is this a dream?
When a guy makes a decision not to bring charges against someone, and then not only is there no civil case that can be sustained against my brother, but even the cases that were brought criminally wound up not being successful. Where's the fire? Where's the fire? There's no there. There was no sustainable criminal conduct committed by anyone.
All right, here's what went down. Christie called the press conference to tackle head-on these allegations that have been swirling, allegations by opponents that he has engaged in cronyism and pay-to-play. See, Christie's brother Todd was under investigation by the former U.S. attorney in New York, Jim Kelly, for questionable trading practices. He's a stockbroker. He was not indicted now. A group of other people were, and later, Christie gave Kelly a federal monitoring contract. So the allegation is that Christie basically said, "Hey, man, thanks for not indicting my bro. Here's a little something for you. A monitoring contract." Now, Christie said there was no quid pro quo because there was no quid to begin with. There was simply no case against his brother.
None of my brother's trades could even meet a civil standard of fraud, let alone a criminal standard. The SEC could not sustain a civil case against my brother, let alone a criminal case.
Good point, Chris, because the SEC, man, we know how in recent years the SEC has been ready to pounce like pit bulls on the slightest impropriety. I hear they were this close to catching Bernie Madoff. Nonetheless, this whole Christie press conference was great political theater. You know, a lot of politicians in this situation, they wouldn't have done this. And people were telling Christie not to do it. They were telling him to just let this whole thing blow over, let it lie, it'll go away. But Christie decided to come out swinging.
I don't want to sit around and have anybody, any of you, or anyone else have legitimate questions that I'm not answering. I'm not going to say you always like my answers. You may not always like my answers, but you know, these are my answers and this is who I am.
Once a prosecutor, always a prosecutor, I guess. At one point in the press conference, Christie accused a reporter of trying to steal a pen.
Well, don't try to make off with that pen, pal. I'm going to keep my eye on you.
Still, you know, this campaign has just started. This is the first real sharp criticism Christie has had to fight off. And if he's going to call a press conference every time a few people start making criticisms, we are in for a lot of long Christie press conferences. You're telling me.
So I thought the best way to do it, and the way, candidly, I'm going to be doing it, both for the rest of this campaign and when I'm governor, is when issues arise, I'm going to address them head on. And the best place to come for that is to come here, to make myself available to all of you at one time, for you to ask any and all questions you want to ask. And I will stand here as long as I need to stand here to answer all those questions and satisfy you that I'm prepared to do so and that I have answers to those questions.
All right, Paul Mulshine won't agree with me in this, but I think in the end, Christie's strategy worked pretty well. He tackled the controversy head on. He put his opponents back on their heels a little bit, at least for now. Here's the best part of the video. It's not going to make the TV sound bites. It's one of these little throwaway moments, but it was pretty telling. It's at the end of the press conference, and he's talking to the reporters, and he's basically saying, "Yeah, is that it? Is that all you got for me? Is that all you got?"
Other questions from anybody? On anything? You sure? Come on. I drove all the way to Trenton. Anything else?
Then check out this folksy little touch at the end where Christie talks about how he and his son chose his Mets tie for opening day. It's actually the kind of connecting with a normal guy stuff that John Corzine has never quite been able to pull off.
Now, I'll tell you one last thing. I am not, as you might imagine, a clothes horse. Those of you who have watched me walk around here, I'm not one of those guys who's always necessarily concerned about what you're wearing, but I want you to know that I'm wearing this tie today for a specific reason, because today is Mets opening day. And I am wearing my orange and blue tie today because in honor of Mets opening day today. So we're wearing this today. My son and I picked my tie this morning because he's a big Mets fan and so am I. So hope springs eternal.
Nice job, Chris. You just lost the Yankee fan vote. All right, we have much more video from Christie's presser yesterday, along with analysis from Paul Mulshine and Claire Heininger, who covers the governor's office, on the Ledger Live blog at NJ.com/Ledger Live. That wraps it up for today. We want to hear from you. Email address, ledgerlive@starledger.com. Send us those emails. Take it easy, Jersey.